Yeah, very good afternoon, one and all. Just it is a revision class. Here I am going to do the revision of all the first semester syllabus, all the 4 units. No need to worry. Simply just pay some attention and listen to the classes for revision purpose, because we were doing all the time recent days with the second semester, but now you have your examinations for the first semester. As it is over, as it was over long back ago, just if I revise, if I tell you something, you can recall in the examinations very well. That's what it is our hope. That is why we are trying to revise the first semester syllabus. So from the beginning, we had got 4 units of our semester. So all the 4 units, and in every unit again you cover or you do have LSRW skills. It means apart from the main story, you do have many other aspects to be covered. Those things we discussed in detail for all the chapters. So one chapter means the short story and all the other aspects which are included in that unit. So you can be asked any question from any one of all those aspects along with that story. If you take short story, that is short story. Otherwise, if lesson, the happy people, second one is lesson or essay. So that is that gives you another idea, another theme. Then it also has all the aspects in it. Then third one is a poem, A Psalm of Life by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, writer, poet. Then in this poem also, after the poem, say short story is a different genre, lesson or essay is a different genre, and poetry, poems is also a different genre, different thing from a lesson. Prose to poetry is a different thing. Then last one is drama. So in all the way, we are covering short stories, prose, poetry, and drama. But only they are giving one example, not many dramas, not many prose lessons, not many short stories. No need to know all the stories of the world and do nothing. Even if you know one or two things and lots of, yeah, and lots of knowledge with regarding functional English, with regarding the day-to-day usage of English language, that would be more useful for you people. And what all you are going to do with the language, which is not our mother tongue, of course, you make use of it when you want to be interviewed by somebody, if you want to face group discussion, or if you want to face interview for job, then you make use of this language. And also if you speak English language and at the same time you can also pursue higher things, you can peruse, you can read greatest books of the world which are being written or which are available in the English language. For this purpose, you are learning the language. And language learning, when it is not our mother tongue, place, you have to use different strategies. That is, you have to pick it up, you have to acquire it. You cannot learn it by mugging up, by hearting all the things. Rather, you pick it up from the sources wherever possible for you. When you are listening to the news on televisions, everywhere now televisions in different colors are available. So just pick up the things, and in mobile, in smartphones, you are able to see YouTubes. Many people are speaking. Even laymen or men without any literacy are able to use English words. In the case of you, you are all formally getting educated. You are all getting formal education. In this case, it is very easy for you to, get into that rhythm, get into that tune, or you can channelize your ways very easily to communicate in English language. If you do effective communication in English language, definitely that is a fetching advantage for you people in the forthcoming days or in future. So learn the language. What am I suggesting with regarding learning the or acquiring language is pick up the language from various sources. If you listen to some sound, try and apply it. If you listen to your teacher, from there you pick up 2-3 words and apply it in your daily life. In that way, these lessons are not going to play a very important role, because say for different genre is type. Poetry is one type, prose is one type, short story is one type, and novel is one type, and drama is one type. So different genres, they are giving us one example. But just go back to your intermediates or go back to your SSC. There used to be 4-5 poems. There used to be 10 stories. Then 4-5 lessons, reading, writing, all those things were there. But now in graduation, why have they reduced that much of syllabus? Only 4 units. Yes, you need to make use of your language which you are learning in your day-to-day life. In a real life situation, you should be in a position to apply it. That is what the main intention of the language which you are learning. So whatever you pick up, you apply it so that it can become yours, and you can, it is a vehicle or it is a tool which will help you out in your requirements. So language is a vehicle to pass on your ideas to other people, next generations. So in that way, you think about the language, right? So in the first story, that is short story, The Cub in the Sky by James Thurber. The Cub in the Sky by James Thurber, very simple thing. And 2 characters. Charlie Destler was a very good recanter. Recanter meaning is a storyteller, a person who tells stories in a wonderful way is known as a recanter. Charlie Destler was a recanter, and Dorothy was a simple woman, young woman, like any one of the people. So she was from childhood very, very naughty, adamant, and she was picking up one particularly bad habit from her childhood onwards. But her parents did not stop her, or the neighbors or the society tried and stopped her from developing that bad habit. So she was correcting, she was intervening, she was interrupting others when others were speaking to each other, or when others were speaking in a common way. So she started intervening into the talks of others. What was the bad habit of Dorothy? This is one question. Or recanters, I am asking you to remember the spelling, the meaning, and pronunciation. So all these things of first unit. Simple story, you know that. Then come to unit 2. What is the name of the unit 2? Unit 2 was the Happy People. Happy People was written by William Ralph Inge. William Ralph. If you remember the name and writer, definitely 1 or 2 marks will come to you if you remember only these things. If you remember 4 lesson names and 4 writers, you are going to get 5 to 7-8 marks. Only simple characters and names of those writers, if you remember, 10 marks you will get out of the 40 internal and objective type in the external. You are going to get 10 marks from the names only if you remember, right? Happy People. And in that one, what William Ralph Inge tried to explain us was that very simple. Who are happy people? Is there any reason for people to be happy? If somebody is happy, is there any reason behind it? If somebody is unhappy, is there any reason for it? That is what he is. Yes? He was trying and he was asking. But to be happy, especially or in a correct way, if we want to explain, to be happy, we do not need any reason. Without any reason, people, if you want to be happy, you are happy. If you do not want to be happy, you are sad. So why should one worry unnecessarily without any reason? People should not be unhappy. All the time one should be happy. Try, celebrate, do the things in a positive way, be in the positive mind. That is why that lesson was included in your syllabus. So try to be happy. Who are happy people? Are there any reasons for happiness? No reasons. No, nothing is required. In spite of having your troubles in your life, difficulties in your life, try and chase them, try and overthrow them, try and succeed them, but don't succumb to the hardships or difficulties or problems or troubles which you face in your day-to-day life. Problems, difficulties come. In spite of that also, we need to struggle. That's what we have to pick up from the lesson Happy People, William Ralph Inge. And he also named some of the happy people. Those who are successful in life definitely will be happier than the people, those who are not successful. So they may ask you, write 1, 2, 3, 4 successful happy people's, they may ask you to write happy people. Who are the happy people according to the writer, according to the author? So you can easily say successful people are happy people. And those who are busy are happy people. Busy in the sense doing naughty things or doing worst things or doing bad things and busy. No, those who are doing some good work all the time and those who are improvising their standards, developing their standards can be happy people. So those who are busy doing all the time one thing or the other thing are happy people when compared to those who are doing nothing. So busy are happy, successful people are happy. Those who find their work are happy. It means job, work, something, then you become happy. And those who are married are also happy when compared to unmarried people. Those who are living single life with a partner. If you are a male female partner, if you're female male partner, then that sort of life, the world has proved since its inception that married people, they have difficulties, they have their problems, but still they will be happier when compared to unmarried people. So this is what he has spoke. He had spoken in that lesson, Happy People. William Ralph Inge, Happy People. The Curb in the Sky, The Curb in the Sky by James Thurber. Happy People by William Ralph Inge. And today, see, only one poem is given for us, and that poem name is A Psalm of Life. A Psalm of Life. It is not the P, here should be sounded. P is a silent letter in this one. A Psalm of Life, name of the poem. Who wrote it? Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Henry, Henry, Wadsworth, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, Longfellow. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. A Psalm of Life. Now tell me, what is the meaning of the word psalm? Psalm is they may ask you, a religious song, or it may be a hymn, H-Y-M-N. Hymn is nothing but prayer. H-Y-M-N. Hymn, religious song, or you can also say it is an invocation. You are before going to do any new thing in India, people usually pray to the Almighty. So it is invocation, giving some sort of mental strength to oneself. One prays before beginning any work. So a psalm of life here. Psalm of life is what do we get from life? What is the meaning of life? How do you, how do you rate life? All these things are discussed by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow in this poem. Let us check in this poem. In this poem, he was the person from America, and he was born in 1807. And one more class, I will finish that last drama also. So all the 4 units we will recover. So he was very good scholar, very known for, very famous in America, one of the wonderful poets the American country ever had. And then he died in 1882. When you are writing an essay, you also have to describe. You are supposed to describe all these details, not pin to pin, but give some important details of the author also. He was born in, 1807 in February in Portland, USA. Became a Harvard scholar. He was also known for his translation Dante, very famous writer in 13th century. He wrote one very famous book, The Divine Comedy. The Divine Comedy was translated by the 19th century poet H.W. Longfellow, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Just give some detail. And died on March 24, 1882. Massachusetts is nothing but America only. So some details when you are writing a long answer for 10 marks. 19th century scholar, reputed scholar, novelist, poet. Works, Voices of the Night, Evangeline and the Songs of Hayavada. Simple, 1 or 2, if you remember, you can. Henry's proficiency in foreign languages. He learned many things. He journeyed to Europe, because America is different from Europe. Europe has England, Germany, France, all these countries, not America. America is different. Okay, you also know there are 7 continents in the world, South America and North America. America, USA is in North America. So you should remember these things. Some of the things, if you remember, if you quote the in the answer, that would be very, very appropriate. This effort, the monumental effort, the translation of Dante's Divine Comedy. So very, very famous Divine Comedy. In lifetime, if you get time, you try and read it. So psalm is a religious song, invocation, or hymn, as I said. The subtitle of the poem, A Psalm of Life, has got one subtitle: What the heart of the young man said to the psalmist. What the heart of the young man said to the psalmist. Right? This poem was a response to dust you are, dust you return to. That's what it is, a response to this dust you are. You are nothing. So many people have the philosophy in their minds that only human beings have come here for some time and they leave. They have come from the dust and they will return to the dust. All this is Christian philosophy, or any other philosophy. If you think over, you will get this sort of answer. But still, you need to prove many other things in life. Psalm is a response to a psalm also. Okay. So many more things. In this poem, it is a didactic tone. This poem has a didactic. It is moral. It is giving some moral message to each and every one of us, you and me and all of us. It is giving. This poem is into 9 stanzas of 4 lines each. The rhyme scheme. In poem, we generally measure the rhyme scheme. The rhyme scheme is A, B. First line matches with the 3rd line. Second line matches with the 4th line. This is nothing but rhyme scheme you call in English language. Poem first line in rhyme and rhythm matches with the 3rd line. Second line matches. Then you place it A, B, A, B. So 4 lines will be in this form. When we see, we will try and make it out. So you see this poem, A Psalm of Life, by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Tell me not in mournful numbers. Here numbers are there. And in the 3rd line, for the soul is death that slumbers. Numbers, slumbers. Okay. In the 2nd line, you check. Life is but an empty dream. Then in the 4th line, you try. This is rhyme scheme. And things are not what they seem. Dream, seem. The ending syllable is same. It ends with the same rhyme. Rhyme scheme is there. Numbers, slumbers, dream, and seem. Both are similar in pronunciation. So poetry has got meter, rhyme, rhythm, tune, and many other things in it. In our mother tongue also, when people write poems, they have different measures. So in the same way, English language has also got many technicalities included in it. Prosody, figures of speeches are there, then there is rhythm, there is rhyme, so on and so forth. Many things are there. Number of feet, number of foot, many issues are included in the poetry also. So I am trying to give you the gist of the poem, 9 stanzas, and they may ask you any one of this line and ask you to tell from where these lines are taken and who is the author of these lines, this line or these lines. So very simply, only one poem is there for you people. Simply a Psalm of Life. This line is taken from the poem Psalm of Life, a Psalm of Life. And name the author or name the poet. The poet name is Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. For this, you are going to get 2 marks. And then for the theme of this poem, you will get 10 marks. And if you, then you are supposed to write name of the poem, writer, and some details of the writer, then introduction, then central idea, conclusion. If you want to reflect something on the poem, you can also. Tell me not in mournful numbers, life is but an empty dream. This is, the entire poem is about life, a Psalm of life. For the soul is dead that slumbers, and the things are not what they seem. Why am I reading? This may come in your examination. So life is not an empty dream. Particularly for young people like you are supposed to make out of it to the maximum extent. Generally, if you tickle any old man or woman, they will say, oh, it's gone are the days, or it is no useful thing to survive, and this and that they may comment. But for young people, they have lots of things they can chase. What is happening in Tokyo in Olympic Games? Many things are taking place. Yesterday, our men team has won bronze medal. It's the jinx has been broken, which was pending for long 41 years. Yesterday, today, our women have performed very excellently. In spite of not winning any medal, we stood at 4th place in the Olympics. Olympics is the very, very broader perspective, very best arena. Where they are standing, some rank is great, right? And then
please switch off mic.
yeah, only life is real, life is earnest, and the grave is not its goal. So definitely one should learn from this poem that life is not an empty dream, but it is real. It is in flesh, blood, and thoughts, memory, emotions. All these things are included in life. It is not simple like anything. So life is real, life is earnest, and here earnest and earnest and returnest, they are rhymed. Goal and soul are rhymed words. So second and fourth, first and third. This is second stanza. So life is real. The goal of life is not its grave. Definitely not. It is before reaching to the graveyard, one should do, one should achieve goals. One should reach to his targets. Okay. So this is the philosophy of Christianity. I explained you at that time also. Dust you are, dust you return to. According to the philosophy of Christianity, human beings have come from dust and also will go to dust. But nowhere was not spoken about the soul, the conscience or the soul. Nobody spoke where it goes or what happens to it. This has been not spoken. So very clearly, so life doesn't mean only an empty dream. Life meaning is much more than empty dream, or many things are included, many targets, many goals can be placed and can be achieved. Many people are doing. That's what in Olympics we have, our country people have represented and are showing their grit and power over there. And in all the poems, first line, third line, second line, fourth line, this goes on. And all the stanzas, 4 lines only, right? Not enjoyment and not sorrow is our destined end or way. Human beings' end should not be, or human beings' goal should not be only enjoyment and only sorrow. So it is part and parcel of life. Every day we get sometimes moody, sometimes happy, sometimes uneasy or sad, but it should not be the particular way or particular destination of ours. It is not. Enjoyment or sorrow is not the ultimate thing one should effort for. But see, the third line is very important. But to act, that each tomorrow finds us further than today. This is real life. Life is real. What he was saying in the earlier stanza, now he says, but to act, you have to act. You have to you have to do, you have to work, you have to act. That each tomorrow finds us further than today. So today is different from tomorrow. After 1 year, you will be into your final years. Yeah, in the last year, you were in the first year. Now you are going to write your examination. Then you will be in the second year. Then next year, you will be in the final year. After that year, you will be into your post graduations, or some of you may be in a colorful situation. You may become this or that, or some so and so great personalities. So try to be like that. Only sorrow or enjoyment, both sorrow and enjoyment comes in life. They are part and parcel of life. But entire journey should not be for enjoyment or for sorrow, but it should be part and parcel. But what is the reality? Only acting, only doing things, only working. Work is worship. Only do, strive and strive, put efforts. That tomorrow is a better day is going to come. From today, tomorrow is going to play an important role for me. In that way, you go on. You will be doing very, very wonderful things if you think in that way. So every next day is a very, very bright day for me. You think in a positive. Art is long. This also gives a lot of meaning, and time is fleeting. Time quickly goes off, but art is long. Whatever you create, whatever is your creativity, that is going to stay here in the world for more number of years, for generations to come. If you do certain things, these will be there. We may go, you may go, I may go, we may all go, but those things will remain. Art is long, life is short. And everyone's goal is try to be brave. We are all brave, stout and brave. Still, like muffled drums are beating, funeral marches to the grave. Finally, the goal end may be for this life may go off, but don't think that life is very, very useless. Life is very useful. Art is long, time is fleeting. Okay, keep that in view. See this one. In the world's broad field of battle, this world, entire world is a battlefield where in the bivouac of life, life is transitory, life is temporary, life is short-lived. Nobody is going to stay here for 1,000 years. Had there been that kind of chance, no emperor, no king would have died. So everyone, only within 100 years, or these days it has come down. So many young people are also going off. So in the world's broad field of battle, it's a battlefield. Bivouac is temporary. Life is temporary. Be not like dumb-driven cattle. Don't be like dumb. Don't be driven by others. You be the hero. You be the fighter of your own life. Try to be courageous. Try to show your grit and power. Be active. Okay. And then you see, trust no future, however pleasant. Let the dead past bury its dead. Act in the living present. Heart within and God overhead. See, this is what you need to think over. Future, that is coming days, we do not know what is going to happen. Don't worry for that too much. And past is already over. Let bygone be gone and take care of the present. Act in the living present. Now, this day, these hours are yours. Try to be maximum in the present. Don't worry for the future, and also don't think about the past. Okay, so these things are there in the Psalm of Life. Very, very important things. This is the last, something is very important stanza. Lives of great men all remind us. Those who ever lived in this world, they remind us, they tell us, they ask us to recall our memories. Lives of great men all remind us. We can make our lives sublime. Sublime here is great. We can make our lives great. And departing, while we are going away from this world, when we for the last time leave behind us, we can leave the marks, footprints on the sands of time. Footprints on the sands of time. So APJ Abdul Kalam was living some years before, but he was from very ordinary family like you and I. He created wonderful things. He became Missile Man of India, the people's president, the first person of the country, and the Missile Man of India, Bharat Ratna professor, and all those things. So, but simply, he will be remembered. He will be there in the minds of people for generation after generation. His name will be ever written. So he has left footprints on the sand of the time. So people will, recall and remember him again and again. So every one of us, let us then be up to, and let us then be up and doing. Now we have to make use of. Now we need to be doing. We need to be, we need to be stand up to the mark with a heart for any fate. Yeah, whatever may be coming in our way, we should not worry for that one. The result is not to be sought after. Let us then be up and doing. All the time one should cherish for good things and great things with a heart for any fate, any destination, whatever may come, let it come. Okay. So still achieving, still pursuing. This is the last stanza. So all the stanzas, if you see, rhyme rhythm is same, AB pattern of rhyme, and first line and third line will be, second line and fourth line will be matching in the rhyme scheme. So when you write something, when poets write or when great people do something, they follow rules and regulations very tightly. Same thing. Okay, still achieving, still pursuing. Pursuing is nothing but, continuously doing something is pursuing. Okay, doing, and the serious term for doing is pursuing without giving any sort of gaps. Learn to labor and to wait. What Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita said. You have to do your duty, and for result is definitely not your hand. not in your hands. So only wait. Do your best and forget the rest. Things will be taken care of by the so on so forth. So one has to do, one has to put efforts in the present time, not too much worry for the future, or don't go back into the past things and bring back those memories and worry. So a psalm of life, it is a religious song, or it is a hymn prayer, or it is invocation, saying that life is not an empty dream, life has meanings. Only sorrows, enjoyments are not the things of life. Only entertainment and only happiness and worrying is not the way of life, but something else is attached to it. All the great people have shown us, all the great people remind us that you can become, you can make your life sublime, you can make your life beautiful, wonderful, great. And you can also, while leaving this world, departing from here, leave behind the footprints on the sand of time. So great lines. So for that, for leaving those footmarks on the sand of time, you need to, what you have to do, be up and doing with a heart for any fate, still pursuing, still achieving. Learn to labor and try to wait. Okay. So these are the great things one can get from this poem, A Psalm of Life, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. The last part, that is drama, The Dear Departed. If time permits, we will check it once more. Who are the characters and what is the theme of that one? We will do it in the next class. Okay, and all the best for your examinations. Okay, so Stanley Hatton wrote the drama. The Dear Departed was written by Stanley Hatton. Remember, definitely we will try and do in 2-3 classes if there is a chance. Otherwise, we will stop. And all the best for your endeavors. Okay, we will try and stop here.